Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan. Well, I know about y'all, but I have this craving for the right type of food. Uh, I love sweets in my life. I'm not going in front. That's the reason now, so I gotta make sure I get into my diet. But I made sure that I brought somebody to the table that's going to enlighten your belly. Um, She is a she's a celebrity too here at the Logan Power Show. And to my right, Sweet Events by Q. She's the one and only Chef Elizabeth Rivera, along with her husband Christopher Rivera. How you folks doing?
Hello, how you doing? Thank you for having us.
Glad to have you here. All right. So, um, Chef, Chef Rivera. So tell us what made you decide to become a chef? Because you know, a lot of times when you think about food and cooking and those type of things, it's not always at the top of the list. But you decided to do something it's a very great profession. What did you decide to become a chef?
Well, I must say it comes from home. My grandfather, he was a chef in a hospital for many, many years in New York, and I always used to watch him come home from work and bring different things. And then, back then the Food Network was just starting to expand, so I would sit up late at night. Everybody sit up late at night watch cartoons. Now I'm sitting up late at night watching Iron Chef. Learn my knife skills, learn how to flip a piece of bread in the pan to get my omelets working. And I just went on from there. And oddly enough, I ended up in a law high school, but when I branched out, I said, law is not for me. Uh, I got to stick to what I know, what I was raised around, and I just wanted to follow in the path my grandfather did. And here we are. Sweet Events by Q started out in New York City. I just was doing a little bit of stuff for my church, like some cakes here and there. Um, Went on to Johnson& and Wales. I'm Johnson& and Wales grad from here in Charleston. Even though they moved, still got your little Johnson& and Wales grad here. Um, Started here in Charleston, and just my name just started to grow. I just started from doing cakes and stuff because that's what Charleston wants. They're not, they're big on the sweets and the cupcakes and the red velvets and things of that nature, and that's what got my name out there. And then it branched off from me doing just cakes and cupcakes to doing weddings. And once I got into the wedding field, it was like, oh yes, let's build this company and make it strong. So now we don't only just do desserts. We do desserts. We do hand-on full catering. We have our servers. We do photography. We do videography. We want to be a one-stop shop for
for
the community.
events and
Absolutely.
community.
Okay, got it. So, you got your husband here, your
Yes,
backbone,
yes,
Mr.
yes, yes.
Chris. How you doing, sir? So, how do you feel fit into this enterprise?
She's the brains. I'm the hands. That's I she I came out here when I moved out here. I just needed a job. She plugged me into a few restaurants. I actually liked it. Um, and every time that I she was my knowledge when I got into the kitchen. So when I got there or whenever I just did it, and it's hard to find good help in the food and bev industry. I was just a hard worker, and then just her knowledge just took me far into that business. And then but what made us the combination was the one stop shop. I had a set of skills. She had a separate set of skills, but we brought it together. And we're like, that's the prime one of the primary goals. But with that being said, we also, if she had a catering, I would help her with the catering. If I had a gig for a wedding, she would help me. And then if we have one big gig when it was a one-stop shop, then we both came together and then we, took it from there.
Absolutely. Now, have you ever been on their website? Oh my goodness. Uh, Sweet Events by Q. They got this pound cake. I said, great goodness. I said, that's gonna get at least 40 pounds on you to the side. My wife be like saying, yes, we getting that in the house, red velvet cake, cupcakes, all that kind of stuff. See, my wife watching right now. She like, yes, I'm getting her in the house today. So, being a chef, um, it is not the easiest profession.
Hmm.
Um, Very competitive. Again, you are an African American. Gotta put out the obvious.
Oh
African
yeah.
American female. Um, in a predominantly male environment where you have to people try to sort of size you up based off not your skill set. They try to say, well, cool, you's a lady, so I don't believe you should have that title, that chef. Maybe you should be the helper. Is is your husband the chef, or is it who's the person in the kitchen? How you able to stop those type of challenges that you see coming up?
Well, I must give 100% credit to God. That's that is my backbone. That's my strength. That's where I get all my help from.
Got it.
But to get into that role of being a female, an African American female chef, I had some, encouragers in my early days that would help me and say, look, you about to work into a tough community. This is male dominated. The males run this. You have that potential to be a strong, dominant female in this game. So I'm gonna treat you how you're gonna get it. And believe me, that chef took me through the ringer, but it made me the woman that I am. Um, yeah, it's very hard, especially being in South Carolina. Um, Race does come into the key factor when it comes to being a chef. Then, when I come into certain establishments, they look at, well, you have a very extensive resume. How did you come across this? First thing they go off is like they're not thinking that this is the African American female that had all these different accomplishments. Like, how was you able to work here? How was you able to work here? How was you able to keep these statuses of management roles? They're not used to seeing that. And I'm like, you know what? Hard work, dedication, faith. You combine all those things together. That's what you get, a powerhouse woman like I am.
Mm.
And I look at myself in the mirror each and every day and tell myself, I got this. I'm strong.
Mm.
Ain't nothing gonna hold me back. Keep looking forward. Always keep moving forward. I didn't quit. Is not in my vocabulary. Mm-mm.
I,
Anybody who ever worked with me will tell you, oh man, you work Quantish your boys. Um, yeah, have fun.
To
But
piggyback on what she's saying, though, she's being real modest. Like,
I am
like,
not.
between the Norwegian cruise line down to working for DNC in the airport, she's helped. I've watched before my own eyes as she helped assist in opening restaurants and establishments, help them run it to a certain extent. But I just want to shed some light on, when you exercise the challenges where yeah, it got that far, and when it came time to grow even more, it was like So fast forward to where we are now, is that's what prompt like, all right, yo, we can do this. Not only can we do this, but we can do it better than our predecessors even. You know what I mean? We worked at an establishment, and then they wanted a certain product from us. They wanted the recipe. They didn't want like the product. They wanted the recipe, and we're like, no. So as soon as that happened, they pulled all that product.
wow.
And then from that, and it was just like, so they, now fast forward, that particular establishment end up closing
Mm.
within, and that seems to happen, every time if she touches it, it turns into gold. Like I'm confident enough, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that where I've seen it from my own eyes, from when I worked out here or first moved out here, and she was grinding like that on top of making 50 to 100 cupcakes just on the side. Or I got this order. So as soon as she came home from work and not just working, it's one thing to work and then come. No, she was managing. So that's a set of responsibilities. And then to come home and it's like, I got a freaking 300 cupcake order. That has to be done within the next day or so. So she will go days without sleeping. I'm talking about a good 48-hour span
Mm.
with just maybe an hour of 15-minute naps in between.
Wow.
So that's why I say, yeah, she's being modest. I'm gonna show her off. I've seen it right before my eyes what this woman can do.
Wow. And that's what you have to have. You have to have what's called a balance. You see in a marriage, but a balance in business. And I've been to a website. I mean, there's some things, there's some things you can say you have the recipe. I can have the recipe all day long. You can give me the recipe.
Yeah.
You give me the script. Cal, do this. This so much eggs you put in there. This much flour. This much sugar. it ain't gonna taste right. Cause I'm gonna be straightforward with you. There is something where if it ain't been made the right way, you're like, nah, bro, take that right back. I don't want that food because you don't know how to do that. That's the thing. So, a lot of times when someone has a gift, it's the difference between a talent and a gift. You ever watch her website? It's like a gift. Because when I look at pictures, I said, that's a big pound cake. That ain't your little small little Walmart pound cake. Be like, nah, that's a big pound cake with a lot of good that juicy. I mean, ooh, got that watery feeling. Like like man, that's that Thanksgiving you want in your house. Like you like, mama, I can't wait to get some of this pound cake. Or you slicing you get that knife when you slice into the pound cake and that thing just gushes out nice. That's when you know you got some real sweet.
Need a big old cup of milk with
Big ass
it.
milk, cup milk with it. Get some juice. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I tell you, she got me excited now. See, I'm telling you right now. See, I'm getting excited. See, I'm pre-planning my future. So you gotta get it
Place that
set.
order.
Gotta
Place
place
that
that order.
order.
Get that phone call in. I'm calling them now. Like, let me get this order in. Um, so the the faith, the grind has gotten to this point, and you see a lot that when it comes to just y'all, what I'm seeing, that you can't just be average.
No.
You gotta be the best to even get a regular order. Because people will see all the time, they'll say, well, ah, I don't know you like that. And then they see the imagery of the website. Then
Hmm.
they say, okay, this is the chef. You say, well, I don't know because maybe she may have made somebody else may have made it. I don't know if that's the kind of person.
You're very right, because very people are very funny about their cakes. Oh, people are very funny about their cakes. And it's not even just a wedding cake, just a simple, like you say, just a simple pound cake. People are funny. I mean, you can have like, you could come to the house, pick it up, and it look perfect. By the time they get out the car, get to the house, it has a little crack in it, and that just could be from them driving and hitting a bump. Oh, Miss Ma'am, you can crack my cake. I need another cake. But ma'am, when you left my house, it was perfect. But it's a crack in the cake now. I don't want it. I want my money back. And you'll come across that.
Mm.
You'll come across that where people don't seem to understand. And a lot of my pastry friends out there, Facebook, out there in the world will understand this. They don't understand how much time goes into preparing a cake
Mm.
or
For
catering of an
custom.
event or just even do any custom product. So, I have a lot of people who will come to me, well, what about a discount? Okay, I'm giving you a homemade custom cake. You want a $35, $25 cake? Go to Walmart, Publix, things of that nature. Homemade takes time. It takes time. 8 hours is just the spending on planning, baking, prepping, assembling.
Shopping,
That's
sorry.
not even the cost of ingredients. And
Mm.
people don't realize it takes that much time into that.
Mm.
They come to you with a picture and a design and say, here, can you make this for me? Not understanding, yeah, I can make that, but it's going to cost you probably about a good $200. Well, why is it $200? It's just cake. The detail on that cake, the pride it takes to make that cake, the time it takes to make the cake. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not out to try to rob anybody. I don't make any big prices. I work with any budget and all budgets.
Mm.
I always tell people all the time, when they come to me with an event, how much are you willing to spend? And let's work from there.
Mm.
Because my company's model is if you can think it, you can dream it, we can do it.
Mm.
Hmm.
I don't say no to anybody or any budget. I mean, hence to my last wedding, she was on a very tight budget, but she wanted a full menu and she wanted to have a nice wedding. Pasta. She was still able to feed everybody. People were shocked. It was like, you got a full menu on that budget? How'd you do
Cooked on site. Let me point that out.
that? And she got a wonderful, beautiful pasta menu with a thing she got from Olive Garden, but no, Sweet Events by Q took care of that.
And that's the reason why I brought her here to the Logan Power Show. You got to understand that there's something that God has given me a gift to be able to see people for who they are. This is my first time meeting her at the Logan Power Show. Something said, look at her site, see what she's got, see what she brings to the table, and she has some things that I promise you that's going to lighten the load. And I don't know about you, but for me, this is my dream. I know about y'all. This is my dream A la my dream. This is my what I want to do in life. I want to have a full-fledged chef. That's me, my wife's dream. It is. My wife can cook.
Wow.
Miss me. My woman can cook. I am not gonna lie, I ain't gonna front on no street. She can cook. But there's times your wife is tired. Let's be honest. I'm not the chef in the house. I ain't gonna front nobody. I ain't gonna let nobody know that yo, yeah, Cal can burn. No, I cannot burn. I can burn
Burn
the
out, Cal.
meat, but I can
Overcook some
overcook
cereal.
something. Let me just see. Okay, we need the water here. I read the ingredients on the back. You know what I'm saying? I follow the directions down to the T. Okay, if it ain't right, I'll be like, I'm ordering out real quick. I'll be like, no, I'm good. Like I said, I'm not the greatest in the world, but I learn. But I don't know about y'all, but you see it all the time. If you ever watch people who have finances, wealth, what's the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna make sure that their actual eating lifestyle is always on point. They say, man, I got this special chef, and this chef's gonna help me lean and clean down, or they're gonna take all the sugaries out of it because I'm on a tight diet, get my body right. You see athletes do it all the time. You see celebrities do it when it comes to act. You see people who have major wealth. One thing they always have in their house is a chef.
But see, with Simply Homemade, you don't have to. With Simply Homemade and Sweet Events by Q, you do not have to be rich or famous to have a chef in your house. We do that. We offer that to many clients where we prepare meals, we cook meals. They have enough meals for the week. You don't have to be rich to do that. Mm-mm. It's not that expensive either.
Mm.
I mean, call us up, check out our website, www.sweeteventsbyq.com, or give us a call, 843-509-2721. I am happy to help anybody. Like right now, my project right now that I do is work with the youth.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is when I have large events, I like to include the youth. They believe me, guys out there who have businesses, the youth want to work. They are
They don't want
very
to wait on
yes.
allowance. They don't want to wait on parents and just, nah, one time working with us,
They are
you
very good
got your
help.
allowance.
They are very good helping hands. I work with anywhere from 12 to 14, 15, 16-year olds. I will bring them out. They will help me on events, and I'll have people that's at the event be like, "How old are they? They're so professional. They're so neat. They're so clean. You know, they're so polite. Work with these youth. There's not much for them to do in the community. Rather than being out in the street, put them to work.
Mm.
They'll be willing to help. And that's for any business out there, and y'all need a little bit of help. Work with these youth. They're looking for it. They're looking to grow. They're us. They're the next us. Those are the next people that you're
Children
gonna
are our
see
future.
sitting up here. So encourage them. Keep them encouraged. Keep them with things to do.
Amen. Amen. And for those who are watching us right now, I want you to understand that this is what we need. This is what we need. We need to have places that look through people, not the physical appearance, but what's going on the inside. She's doing, her and her husband doing some things now that I promise you is going to change the game on how you see things. And that's why I'm excited for what's about to happen. Um, Final thought. Um, let's talk to the young girl. This is the young
Oh,
girl who we'll go. You young girl, you young boy. The young girl first. This is the one who I know you probably told us that it wasn't going to be nothing. The one who they said like you got to give, but that's for at home. It's not for the big stage. How can you speak to that one who's sitting on the couch and they're watching and they're saying to themselves, I got something, but no one's really pushing me like they should be.
I would tell them, don't quit. Take quit, take won't, take will not. Take all of those words out of your vocabulary and continue to say, I will. I will do. And always push forward. Ain't no road will block you. Keep God in your life, keep your faith, keep the strength of your family, and you will do any and everything. The sky's the limit. Never ever quit. Don't let nothing stop you. Whatever you put your mind to, that was always taught to me as a child. You can do anything you put your mind to. If you can think it, you can do it. If it's in your mindset and you believe in it in your heart, and that's something that you want to do, don't let nobody stop you from doing something that you wanted to do, and just continue to move forward.
Amen. What about yourself? So talking to that young boy who, like for instance, walking by
Um,
faith.
well, I would say before I go into that, to like piggyback on how you say talk to the young girl, but again, even with in right before my own eyes, I've seen it up to her being a grown woman, and there was doubt, and her and I both, and we have like a small support system, but there are even times where your closest friend or even family members will put you down till this day, and you just have to go past that expectation and things like that, and then just recently. When everything is said, when you accomplish that and keep going, it's a marathon. It's not a race. And, I know that's cliche, but I've watched right before my own eyes those doubters that was doubting till this day are actually praising her now.
Mm.
I've seen it right before my eyes. But on a personal note, um, the 50 Cent concept, the get rich or die trying. I know that's kind of, I'm from Queens, represent, but at the same time, like he had to get rich or die trying. But my mantra was half of that. It's the or die trying, where my example, my legacy is like even if I didn't make it, I know I'm using words I shouldn't use, but even if I was to not make it or achieve that goal, I want my example to be he did it or he tried until the end, and I want my future to follow that, if that makes sense, to where like, you know what, he tried and paved the way, so now that path is three-quarters of the way done, where my future only got a quarter left. So that's where, so my concept, what I would tell my younger self, or what I even tell myself till this day, is the or die trying. Or die trying. Like go out there. I piggyback on what my wife said as far as like eliminate all the cants and knots and things of that nature. When you see something, I'm going to get it. I will do this. I will do that. So of course that's the law of attraction. That's what you put out there. What you put out is what you manifest. And there is that concept of being realistic and logical, but don't even let that go. Just do it. Keep going, or even just or die trying to do it. Pave that way for the future.
Amen. Go
Oh,
ahead.
before we go, I did want to put this out there. This is a new concept that I'm working with and a new thing that I'm starting. It's called Sweet Tuesdays. It's to help those people that work really late nights, the law enforcement, the doctors are in the ERs and can't find either healthy or even just decent things to eat. We call it Sweet Tuesdays. The menu is posted on my website. That's at www.sweeteventsbyq.com, and you can place your order and you can have a hot meal delivered to your
To
job
your job.
on Tuesday. You can have a nice hot meal. You're sitting at your desk or in your police car and have a nice hot meal and not eating some hot dog from the gas station, because we all know that most restaurants shut down at a certain period of time, and we have
The
our
overnight shift.
emergency workers, or our emergency workers, or even moms or dads that work late that just don't have time. All they got time to do is okay, homework, bath, this, fourth, food, McDonald's. I want to take that off your
Yes.
hands. So right now we're just starting it out once a week. I'm hoping to grow to more days throughout the week, but it's called Sweet Tuesdays. We have a new menu that uploads each week. So check us out, and hopefully I can make your Tuesdays a little bit sweeter.
Amen. So those that are watching this right now, I want you to understand this. Um, the marathon continues.
Always.
And never forget where you come from. Never forget that your faith will launch you. Um, you will pave the way for your next generation. That's what you gotta understand. When you say, I'm gonna live this thing, I'm gonna die for this thing, that is what's gonna take. It's a passion, it's a purpose. You gotta live this thing, and we're gonna live it together. So continue, watch what we're doing, watch this marathon. Hey, Get your sweet tooth in your mouth. Cause I tell you right now, Sweet Events by Q coming to a city near you. Hey, we appreciate y'all. This Calvin of the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide, live here at For Your Glory International Ministries. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.